The annual U.S. Trafficking in Persons report for at least in the past 10 years hasn't ranked Thailand as making even minimum effort to address modern slavery. Mostly, the country is on the Tier 2 watch list, and in 2014 and 15, it was on the lowest Tier 3. This low ranking reflects inadequate effort in addressing the issue. According to the report, forced labor is prevalent among migrant workers in Thailand, yet the government identifies a low number of labor trafficking victims compared to the scope of the problem, and only 5 complicit officials have been convicted. While commercial fishing is one sector in which workers are highly vulnerable to human trafficking, not a single victim has been identified by Thai authorities. Loen is one of many cases of forced labor which have been reported in Samut Sakhon province, the commercial fishing hub of Thailand. He is a 34-year-old from Myanmar who migrated illegally to Thailand when he was 15 and is a long-time fishing worker. The abuse, which he calls work, involves long hours of labor and low pay, as well as physical assault. What is actually modern slavery is normalized, and most of the time, the abusers tolerate as long as they can sustain their lives. In Loen's case, however, the last straw which sent him running to the Labor Protection Network was confiscation of documents by his employer in an attempt to coerce him to continue working when he wanted to leave.
แกบอกว่าพี่ผิวร้อนนี่ผมอยากจะกลับบ้านแล้วก็แม่ไม่สบายนายจ้ำบอกว่าถ้าโทรไปหาแม่ดีอ๋ออันนี้เบอร์ก็ไม่ได้เบอร์โทรมันไม่มีผมไม่มีอ้าวถ้าอย่างนี้มันถ้าอย่างนี้มันออกไปก็ไม่ได้ไงต้นไปกับกูอีกประมาณ 2-3 เดือนแกบอก
That manipulation is another major weapon in use. The employer refused to return Loen's passport, claiming that the worker owed him the work permit fee. Thai PBS World called Loen's employer. He asked for 20,000 baht in exchange for Loen's passport, which he needs for any application for a new job. Apparently irritated because Loen took the matter to the media, the employer told Thai PBS World that Loen just ran away, leaving work abruptly, and that he was a drug addict. The drug abuse allegation, according to the volunteer translator, who is familiar with the issue, is a common method used by employers against their workers. He said there is no way they can tolerate the working conditions on the vessels without drugs. This mixture of debt manipulation and document confiscation is a recurring theme among victims of forced labor. Unfortunately, victims usually just let it slide because they are too afraid to go to the authorities to seek help. Sompong Sakel, a seasoned labor rights social worker, told Thai PBS World that the issue was usually resolved by the workers paying the debt just to get it over with. Sompong doesn't agree with taking the matter to the authorities either. If anything, he would rather the government tackle the root cause.
ปัญหาอันหนึ่งที่สำคัญก็เรื่องของปัญหาคอร์รัปชันสวยการจัดการบริหารด้านแรงงานข้ามชาติในประเทศไทยเองก็ยังไม่ได้ประสบความสำเร็จกลายว่าเปิดเป็นช่องทำให้กระบวนการในหน้ามากขึ้นเกิดช่องว่างที่ทำให้เจ้าที่รัฐบางที่บางหน่วยบางนายหากินผลประโยชน์กับพี่น้องแรงงานทำยังไงให้ง่ายสะดวกต้นทุนต่ำรบกวนพี่น้องแรงงานที่เขาต้องการมีงานทำให้น้อยที่สุดกฎข้อระเบียบอะไรต่างๆที่สร้างขึ้นมันก็เปิดช่องให้คนหาผลประโยชน์
Without proper sources of labor, the vulnerability of the workers and forced labor will be perpetuated. In the coming weeks, Thailand is set to submit trafficking in persons reports to the UN before the new rankings are announced in June. Only then we'll get to see the results of what the government claimed to have been doing to tackle the issue. Chalalak Janwanpen reporting for Thai PBS World.